Good morning. Yes, I'm a hot mess, but I'm outside. It is 4 degrees with a feels like of -9, and I have to let the chickens out. You know, technically they're out already, but to let them into the run. Check it out. So before I let them out, I emptied out our little can. There you go. That's our ash can. So when we clean out the wood stove, we put the hot ashes into that can until they're completely cooled off and dead, and then we take those ash and we put them in with the chickens. Now this year, we took the chicken tractor, which is a little hoop house that we made, and we covered it in that clear plastic. It didn't work exactly like I wanted to for the walls on the chicken run, so we did it in here. It has managed to keep the inside completely free of snow or anything like that, and the chickens spend a lot of time in there, so I figured, well, I'll start putting the ash in there. Oh, you should see the girls. They go diving into that, have a grand old time taking their dust baths. Okay, so here's the motley crew waiting for me to let them out. These guys are so silly. Okay, so see how they're all hanging out right here by this door? That's because they know the scratch is in the conference room. Trying to convince these little chickens to stay out from underneath my very large feet. Okay. So I'm in the conference room. They are not. Sorry for the jumpy picture. Look at that silly rooster. So I toss them a little bit of scratch, but I actually have found that the sunflower seeds are very helpful this time of year too. We need to keep their protein up. And I've actually started kind of an odd thing where I take one of these ice cream buckets and fill it halfway with sunflower seeds, and I take it in the house. And then I put hot water in with the seeds and soak them for about 12 hours or more, and then bring them out. You'd think I invented candy. Seriously. These guys are so excited. Something about soaking them makes them much more appealing. There's my little two toes. I really just don't understand the whole silky thing, guys. My getting them was not an intentional, purposeful action. And they are somewhat entertaining. They're definitely, two toes is such a snuggler. Such a snuggler. Okay, I'm going to go check for some eggs, because it's so cold out here that they freeze really quick. And then we'll go in the house and we will chat about the menu plan and how last week went. That's what I'm talking about. There's Big Mama, large and in charge, scoping out the ash pile. So the first week of the Pantry Challenge, and it actually went pretty well. There was the question of, you know, the ham and the Swiss cheese that Phil had to get, and I appreciate everyone's input in there. I'm calling it a wash. Let me run through what we had as far as the menu. So last Sunday, I'm sorry, I have to read my notes. We had steak and asparagus. It's amazing how many servings of asparagus you can get out of one of those bunches from the grocery store. Then I did the hamburger bacon roll thing, and I wish I could have done a video for that, but to say that the camera went wonky is an understatement. Tuesday, it was every man for himself. That's what it ended up being. And that was pretty much just leftovers because I thought that I wasn't going to be home in time, and it ran, you know, it ran late at work. I had a late meeting at work, and so Phil was just going to do conies or something for himself. I came home and threw together like an egg muffin or something. I don't know. I can't remember actually. Wednesday, my birthday, we had the chicken cordon bleu, which is going on the rotation. And then Thursday, we had hamburger broccoli Alfredo. And Friday, I made pork chops and a small thing of cauli mash. So I'm perfecting the smaller thing of cauli mash. I don't think it was as good as the bulk, you know, the big one that I made during the holidays, but it was still good. It was still edible. And then last night we did spare ribs and green beans. Now, the spare ribs, because I can't do barbecue sauce, and Phil shouldn't do barbecue sauce, it's amazing the amount of sugar in these things. He did some Googling. He is my Google king. And he found a marinade, or not a marinade, it was a sauce, but it was more of a mustard-based sauce. And it was really, really good. So if I can get him to find the recipe for me again, or if he, you know, took a picture of it or something, then I'll be sure to share it with you guys. But it was really, really good and no carb, which huge bonus for us, because I've tried dry spare ribs. Yeah, that's not good. And I have always been somebody who just bathed her meat in barbecue sauce, you know, when we did barbecue. So just, you know, the barbecue sauce was as much the attraction as anything. So without it, we're having to learn different ways to be able to barbecue. And it was really, really good. Now, I switched things up a little bit. If you follow me on Instagram, you see I posted our menu plan for this upcoming week. And this time I decided to write down what we did for breakfast, and it's remarkably boring. Phil is most likely going to have a cup of cereal and for breakfast, and some kind of leftover or some kind of canned soup, or I make him a thing of chicken salad also for the week. That's what he's having for breakfast and lunch. Me, I'm doing those sausage egg cups. I don't suffer from food fatigue very often. I really don't. So for me, consistency and just easy, you know, ease, the availability to just know that it's there and that it covers what I need and it's good. So I'm doing those sausage egg cups for breakfast and lunch for the week. It's easy. Throw them in the microwave for a second. They transport to work very easily. I'm happy. So that's that. But for this week, what we're going to do, there's a couple times where I have to do things a little differently. And the reason that I'm doing that is I've stalled on my weight loss, and it's frustrating. So I did some research, and I looked back, and what I need to do is basically go back to basics. Okay, so that's what I'm going to be doing for myself. But in the meantime, Phil still has to eat. And Phil doesn't appreciate certain foods like cabbage, radishes, you know, different gassy kind of vegetables he can't tolerate very well, whereas I love them, and I actually find myself craving fried cabbage. So I'm gonna do a couple times where I'm cooking a completely separate dinner for myself. I don't recommend this, but I'm gonna make it work for us. Now, I have found the best way to get the grandkids over is to bribe the parents with dinner. Okay, so tonight, and Phil really likes chicken pot pie. So tonight I am making a big thing of chicken pot pie. One of the newer meatballs. Newer meatball. How do you explain that? It's, you know, Phil's son's girlfriend's son. Hello, okay. So and he is, you know, we treat him just like we treat the other two, and he's one of the meatballs now. So it's his birthday tomorrow, and we didn't know this. Cat's gonna drop my coffee. And we did not know this. So we just found out this morning. So we are switching what I was doing for Monday, which was chicken pot pie. I was gonna make chicken pot pie for Phil so that he could enjoy it and have it for lunches and stuff too. But we're going to do it tonight because they all love it. Big batch of chicken pot pie, and they'll have a good time. And then I'm making him red velvet cake, cream cheese frosting. So they'll all enjoy that, you know, and I'll enjoy making it for them. But for myself, I'm just going to fry up a little bit of cabbage, literally half a cup, and mix it in with about 3 ounces of ground beef. And I'm gonna cook that up in bacon grease. Oh my God, you guys, I'm telling you. Cabbage fried up in bacon grease, that I don't think there's anything better. And that is going to be my dinner. They're all going to have the other stuff. Okay, that's, I think, pretty much the only time I'm doing a completely separate dinner for me. Tomorrow we're doing salmon patties, and instead of the almond flour like I did previously in a video, I'll link it up, I'm going to use crushed up pork rinds. Now if you like pork rinds, you know, then it's great. I love pork rinds. Sometimes with this way of eating, you really need something crunchy, and you can't eat chips or anything like that. So the pork rinds really come in handy. They're an easy snack. And in the bags, it seems they've always got these ones that are crazy well done. They're technically too hard to chew. Okay, so I kind of save those to the side in a bag, and then I mash them all down into dust, and then I am going to use those as a filler in the salmon patties instead of the almond flour, or, you know, as any of you would do, you know, a cracker or bread or anything like that. So I'm looking forward to that because it's kind of a mishmash of plain pork rinds and barbecue pork rinds. So I think it'll have a neat flavor to it. And so we're doing salmon patties tomorrow. That's Monday. And Phil will most likely have some kind of vegetable with it. I am already planning on doing just another half cup of cabbage fried in bacon grease. I'm happy. He'll probably do green beans or something. Wednesday, I am down to my last pack of country ribs in the freezer. I think they're my last pack. And Phil can boil those up during the day and barbecue them, or, you know, he'll find some kind of sauce or rub or something to put on him. If he wants, and I've stressed this multiple times, if he wants barbecue sauce, then he can go ahead. I literally just will put some butter on it, and, you know, that increases the fat that I need, and it tastes good. It's crazy, but it does. Okay, so country ribs, and he will most likely have some kind of vegetable with that on Tuesday. I don't know if I will, or maybe I'll just stick with the cabbage thing. Wednesday, pulling out one of those packages of steaks from the freezer, and I'm gonna grill them up with mushrooms and onions. I can have literally a half a cup of mushrooms and a half a cup of onion, and those carbs are going to be amazing. But that's what I can have for my vegetable for that day. So yay, because I love mushrooms and I love onions, and the two of them together with some meat, bonus. Thursday is going to be corned beef hash and eggs for Phil. It's our go-to easy peasy meal, and I'm probably just going to have some eggs, you know, if I have anything, because I'm hoping to be in that spinning class until 7 o'clock. So Friday I'm going to do pork chops again, only because they were so good that I just want to make sure that I can duplicate it. Okay, all I did was a tiny bit of garlic salt, and then I sprinkled a smoked paprika over the pork chops in the oven. I cooked them. Now normally, you guys, I cook them on a cookie sheet lined in foil, you know, and they tend to cook in what they're draining off. Well, Phil has an issue with the grease, so this last time I put them on a grate, raised them up, and then I put that stuff on top of them. I'm telling you, they turned out awesome. They were so good. So smoked paprika pork chops it is again, and I'll figure out a vegetable. I have to look at the list. And then next Saturday is going to be crock pot chicken. It is our very last chicken, our very last whole chicken in the freezer. And so I'm going to throw that into the crock pot and figure out what I can add to it that will be good for Phil, but that I can still eat, or maybe I'll just do, you know, fried cabbage on the side. Okay, but probably not. But crock pot chicken, easy peasy meal that I can just set up and go. Sundays are the day that I'm preparing for the entire week. So I've already set up his lunch stuff for the week, for the rest of the week. I've made my sausage egg cups for the week, so I can just take them to work. and done a little baking. When Phil gets back, I'm going to make the cake for Q's birthday because they're coming over tonight, and it's just my chance to get everything done. I kind of like Sundays. To me, it's fun. I'm a little special sometimes. But that is how we did on the pantry challenge. We did not go off and spend money on any food stuff other than that birthday stuff. This coming week, Phil is heading to the store right now. One is here. Phil is heading to the store right now. One of the errands today, divide and conquer today. And he is picking up some heavy whipping cream and a gallon of milk and a loaf of bread. And what else was there? There was one more thing. There's one more thing. Oh, a box of cereal for him for breakfast. I never remember cereal. It's just, I don't eat it. I don't remember it. So he is picking up that. That is going to be what we're spending for the week. So next week I'll update you on how much that cost. It shouldn't cost. I think the most expensive thing on that whole list is the heavy whipping cream. And that will be, the heavy whipping cream that he picks up should cover us for almost 2 weeks. It really should, because I only do 3 tablespoons a day. So he's picking up two. I don't know what the size is, but I think it's a pint, 2 pints. Anyway, so you saw me with the chickens this morning. You see the Una ears here with the video. The dog is outside beating up the snow mounds right now, so I have to go grab her. But I wanted to check in with you and check and tell you how the pantry challenge went for us. I'm proud of myself, you guys, and I don't know how else to put it, because I went into the cabinet this morning for something else, but I happened to see a coffee container. Now, I don't throw out those coffee containers, so I wasn't certain what was in there. It was coffee. So I was very happy about that, because my coffee canister in the kitchen was getting kind of low, and I knew I had, another container in the pantry, but I was like, oh man, I can't believe I got to break into my backup. I don't have to break into my backup, because I still had one that I was working on in the pantry. It's things like that that just, I love it. I absolutely love it, because it just makes me happy that I thought ahead and prepared when I wasn't necessarily thinking ahead and preparing for a pantry challenge. I wanted to see if I could do it, and we're doing it. So on to week 2. It's going to be fantastic. If you get a chance, leave a comment. If you're doing the pantry challenge, I'd love to hear how the experience is working for you. And if you have any questions, if you are interested in the mustard sauce thing for the ribs, let me know in the comments below, and I'll be sure to post the recipe when he gets back home. And that's all I've got for you today. Thank you very much for coming along. I love talking to you guys. If you get a chance, please like. If you like what you see, subscribe. Please share, and don't forget, we're on Instagram and Facebook also, and we'd love to catch up with you there too. We have one more week. Those postcards have to be mailed out this week by the 15th if you want to be included in the drawing for the 23-quart Presto Pressure Canner. So exciting, you guys. This is so great. I am so stoked to be able to share this with somebody. Have a really great Sunday. Bye now.